Alright, what's up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is college football week 14. These are the primetime games. Lots of fun rivalry games and bowl games online, conference title games on the line, nationally relevant games. Started off here with Colorado and Utah. Colorado Buffaloes, they actually had a pretty nice win against Washington, 20-14. Steven Montez passed for 223 and a touchdown. Alex Fontenot ran for 105 and a touchdown. Laviska Shenault, 7 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown. They put up 430 on offense. Defense had 5 sacks and allowed 238. Shout out to Fontenot, 825 rushing. If you can get 175 rushing, he'll get 1,000. That'll be really hard to do against Utah. It's one of the best defenses in the country and one of the best teams in the country. But this is big for Colorado. They're 5-6. If they can get a win, they would get to a bowl game. It would be a huge upset over Utah, who's number 6 in the country. It'll knock Utah out of the college football playoff race there. I just don't see that happening. Utah beat Arizona 35-7, Huntley 211, passing a touchdown, a pick. Zach Moss ran for 203 and a touchdown. They put up 517 in offense. They only allowed 196. They did have 11 penalties, so they need to clean that up. Colorado they can be potent, but Utah, they've been one of the best overall teams in the country, I believe, this year. Their offense is potent. Their defense is probably the best in the country. I have a hard time seeing this being close, so unfortunately, I don't think Colorado will be going to a bowl this year. I got Utah winning here. All right, big in-state rivalry: FSU and Florida. Florida State Seminoles and the Florida Gators. Both teams coming up buys. Florida State, even though they fired their head coach, they actually got bowl eligible against Alabama State, 49-12. Blackman, 246 passing, 3 touchdowns, plus 53 rushing. They put up 525, but they turned it over twice. Defense had a pick 6. Whereas Florida, their last game was a nice victory over Missouri, 23-6. Trask, 282 passing, 2 touchdowns. They only ran for 56, so they got to get that going. However, defense had 3 sacks and only got 256. This is a really interesting game. I think Florida, the Gators, are on upset alert. Florida State's offense has been pretty dynamic all year long for the most part. It's just their defense has given up some, and they've turned over some. Blackman is still pretty inconsistent, but it's a rivalry game. Florida has looked great. Defense has looked good. Trask has been playing unbelievable since Franks is out. Franks, transfer. Don't come back. I'm going to go in the end. I think the Gators might just have a little bit too much on. I think they just might be better overall right now, but this is a really dangerous game for Gator fans. So, I don't know. Big upset alert there for the Gators. But I think they win in a close game. All right, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks and the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. The Raging Cajuns, they've clinched their side. They're going to the Sun Belt Championship game, 9-2 season. Awesome. UL Monroe, they're 5-6. They want to win this game and get to a bowl game. I expect this to be a shootout. Over under 69. That's freaking high. Both offenses are 2 of the best in the country. ULM coming off a 45-42 win over Coastal Carolina. Caleb Evans, 349 passing, 2 touchdowns a pick, plus 69 rushing and a touchdown. Josh Johnson, 129 rushing, 2 touchdowns. Marcus McCray, 4 catches, 117 and a touchdown. They put 563 in offense. In that win, Louisiana Lafayette destroyed Troy. Can't spell destroy without Troy. They won 53-3. Levi Lewis, 273 touchdown, put up 598. Defense had 4 sacks, 3 turnovers, and a safety in this game. Like I said, I expect this to be a shootout, but Louisiana Lafayette has been awesome all year long. They almost beat Mississippi State in the beginning of the year. They only got 2 losses on the year. I think they get to 10 wins in this one before going to their championship game and ending Louisiana Monroe's bowl hopes. So, sorry ULM, I got the Raging Cajun there. Alright, now we got Bedlam, Oklahoma Sooner and Oklahoma State. This should be high scoring. Oklahoma's already going to the Big 12 title game. Oklahoma State, though, has the nation's leading rusher in Chuba Hubbard. He leads the nation with like 30-something rushing yards. He's like, I think, 200 yards or whatever ahead of the next place guy in the nation. He's been great all season long. Oklahoma State beat West Virginia 20-13. Spencer Sanders, he was hurt, so he was out for the season. But Drew Brown, who was a Hawaii transfer, he played pretty well. 196 passing, 2 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard ran for 106. Defense had 3 sacks in that game. Oklahoma almost lost to Texas Christian. They beat them 28-24, and TCU had the ball at about midfield late in the game. Or no, my bad. Oklahoma was held short late in the game. Anyway, Oklahoma almost lost. Jalen Hurts, great statistical game for him. 145 passing, 2 touchdowns, 173 rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Kennedy Brooks, 149 rushing. They put up 511 yards, but they turned over 3 times. They can't do that against Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State, they have the offense to, even without Oklahoma turning it over, Oklahoma State may have the offense to keep up. That being said, I'm going to go Oklahoma here. Rivalry game. Oklahoma still has been playing well most of this season. They got the 1 loss. They're right there in the thick of the chase to go to the playoffs if some teams can lose ahead of them. And I think Oklahoma should take care of this one. All right, BYU Cougars taking on San Diego State. BYU, they're the only team that is officially announced what bowl game they're going to. They're going to go to the Hawaii Bowl. San Diego State, unfortunately, they lost to Hawaii actually coincidentally last week, which means San Diego State will not be going to the Mountain West Championship game. Still a good season for both teams. Both teams will be going to bowl games. BYU beat UMass 56-24. Zach Wilson, 17-20, 293, 4 touchdown passes. Jackson McChesney, 228 rushing, 2 touchdowns. They put up 628 yards of offense. For San Diego State, they lost in a tough, low-scoring game to Hawaii, 14-11. Ryan Agnew, 229. They only had 89 rushing yards. Defense, though, had 3 sacks and then missed a field goal late that would have tied it, allowing Hawaii to kneel out the victory. This is a pretty interesting game. Both defenses are pretty good. Both offenses are kind of meh. I'm going to go... it's the line BYU by 3, and that sounds about right. BYU has just enough on offense to get it going. San Diego State has not found any running back this year, which is kind of weird for them because they're really, the past few years, look at their stats the last few years, they have 1,000 and 2,000 yard rushers like all the time. Anyway, so they just haven't been able to go. So I'm going to go BYU in a close game, but this really is coin flip right down to the wire. All right, then you got Arizona and Arizona State. Arizona got killed by Utah 35-7. They only had 196 yards, whereas Arizona State had a huge victory, defeating number 6 Oregon 31-28. Shook up the national landscape and made Arizona State bowl eligible in the process. Jaden Daniels, 408 passing, 3 touchdowns. Eno Benjamin ran for 114. Brandon Ayuk, 7 catches, 161. A touchdown. Frank Darby, 4 catches, 125. 2 touchdowns. They put up 535 yards of offense. I expect them. This may be kind of high scoring, but I still expect them to beat Arizona. Arizona, unfortunately, they have the players on offense. Their offense has not been able to do anything. So I'm gonna go Arizona State there in that rivalry win. Cal and UCLA. Cal they won the big game against Stanford to get 6-5 and get to a bowl. Chase Garbers was back for that. They beat Stanford 24-20. Garbers 285 passing, a touchdown, and 72 rushing yards in the winning touchdown with under 2 minutes left. Nico Remigio, 9 catches, 157 and a touchdown. Defense had 3 sacks, forced 2 turnovers in that close win there. UCLA looked great against USC, but they lost. They lost in a shootout, 52-35, so UCLA can't go to a bowl game now. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 367 passing, 3 touchdowns, plus 64 rushing and a touchdown. Devin Asiasi, 5 catches, 141 and a touchdown. Kyle Phillips, 12 catches, 123. They put up 540 in offense. Defense had 3 sacks in that game. I'm going to shout out Joshua Kelly, the running back for UCLA. He's only at 984 rushing, so he needs 16 yards rushing to get to 1,000 for the second straight year, which I think he should be able to do. This should be interesting. UCLA's offense has been looking pretty good the last month or so. Cal has one of the better defenses in the country. The line is UCLA by 1.5. That kind of sounds about right. I'll go UCLA here. I think although Chase Garber's coming back for Cal, does make their offense a bit better. But I'm still gonna go UCLA there to win. Like I said about a lot of other games, down to the wire, coin flip kind of game. All right, Fresno State, San Jose State. Both teams lost last week, so neither one could go to a bowl. This should be a shootout though. Fresno lost 35-28 to Nevada. Jorge Reyna, 227 261 passing, 3 touchdown passes. They only ran for 53 yards though. San Jose State lost 38-35 to UNLV. They lost because Josh Love, he threw for 465 and 3 touchdowns, but he had 4 interceptions. They turned over 5 times in that 3-point loss there. Trey Walker, 12 catches, 133 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Hamilton, 6 catches, 119 yards. They put up 564, but those turnovers killed them. I'm going to go actually San Jose State here. That'll beat Fresno. San Jose State's offense has been really good all year long. Fresno State has been very much inconsistent this year on offense. So I think San Jose State is still a good year. They went, I think, 0-12 last year or 1-11, something like that. If they can get to 5 wins and almost a bowl, it's a good bounce back year for them to set them up for a good 2020 season. Then the final game of the night, Army Black Knights have to travel all the way to Hawaii to take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Army, they had a bye last week. They beat Virginia Military Institute 47-6. Kelvin Hawkins ran for 208 and a touchdown. They ran for 594 yards as a team. Defense had 3 sacks in that game. Hawaii's coming off a big victory against San Diego State, 14-11. They will be playing in the Mountain West Championship game against Boise State. Cole McDonald passed for 144, touchdown pick. I would like Hawaii, but I like watching them, but I have a feeling Army might win because the triple option team they played earlier this year, Hawaii against Air Force ran all over them. Army, yeah, they got to travel a shit ton of miles. They got to go all the way from West Point, New York to Hawaii. That's, 7,000 whatever miles. That's a lot to ask them. I think, though, Army may be able to get it done. Hawaii's only favored by 2.5. I'm going to root for Hawaii. I like them, but I think Army may actually get a little bit of an upset here. And here's the thing, Army's 5-6. They actually have a weirdly 13 games this year, so they need to win their next 2 games to get to a bowl game. They have a tough game against Hawaii and then another tough game against Navy. But it'd be interesting though if they can win this, set up a nice, even more meaningful game in the Army-Navy game. Not, it's already a huge game anyway, but if Army can make it to a bowl game that way, I mean, that'd be awesome to watch. But anyway, so I got Army here. So those are my primetime games. Check out all my videos. Check out everything. Like, subscribe. Championship weekend is next weekend. I'll try to break those down a little bit more. Peace.